Cardinals Folly, welcome to 69 Face of Rock. Introduce yourself and tell me what you do in the band.
My name's Holden. I play drums when they're in America.
My name's Matthew Hopkins. I play the guitar when they're in America.
I'm Count Karstein, bass and vocals, founder of the band.
So tell me about the formation of Cardinals Folly.
We started at 2007 in Finland, made a few EPs and then started getting record deals and have made 6 albums up to now. And well, that's pretty much it, 18 years of doom metal.
That's a lot of years.
Yeah.
What does your name mean?
I found it from, I was reading Dennis Wheatley's novels. I found the film Devil Rides Out, and I wanted to read it as a novel. So I found that novel by Wheatley, but also after reading it, I got so hooked that I wanted to read all similar black magic occult stuff that Wheatley put out back in the day. So it felt like a strong connection. And then Cardinals Folly felt like something that sounded like British and ancient. And also it's a house where those things happen in the novels, Devil Rides Out and Strange Conflict. So it just felt like that's the place where those things happen. And that's it fits together with the influence we have, musical and literature and everything.
How do you guys relate to this concept?
Well, me and him are from Wisconsin.
Yeah. Shout out to Wisconsin.
Fill in on the guitar and drum duties when it's time for the witch hunting ceremonies to come to America.
How would you describe the music you play?
It's I would say it's deranged witch-finding heavy doom metal, in the sense that you have to add up to everything that it includes. Doom metal obviously is not sufficient description, because it's way too fast and way too wild and sounds a bit too weird and everything. But good influences. When they promoted this festival we're playing tonight, I think they called us doomish, folkish, blackish, traditional doom metal, but that's a good description in the sense that they understood that there's more than just the usual doom metal thing there.
You had been a band since 2007. That's nearly 20 years. How did you manage that?
I'm crazy. Deranged, whatever. I like this stuff I'm doing, the reason we're playing in the US is my friend Jason, who sort of manages the whole thing, and basically Matt and Holden for tagging along. And we're honestly having a lot of fun doing what we're doing. Today we were shooting a live rehearsal on Instagram. And we were just
I've seen it,
having the time of our lives, really, these guys have the right attitude to play with me.
Just deranged.
That's what we're doing, honestly. These were boring guys. I wouldn't play in the US.
Oh, they don't seem boring.
No, they're everything but boring. I'm having great time here. That's why I'm doing it.
So you've released 6 albums and few EPs. How would you say the band evolved during this time?
We understood better that in the end metal is very inbred. It's very tied to certain conceptual beliefs about genres. Honestly, doom metal is boring. Let me say that straight to the camera. Because doom bands don't exploit themselves enough. But in the end we just wanted to put all the influences of good metal in there, and we learned a lot about ourselves as a band and players, what we actually excel at. What we actually are good at, and that made it interesting path to do. And of course, with having shows around the world makes it more interesting too, because you can connect with more people, see places, see the way people react to your music, and just die for it.
So, during all this time that you have been a band, what were the biggest struggles that you have faced?
I don't think we had really big struggles in the sense that we would have had let's say physical fights between band members.
Throwing chairs.
Or
how many chairs were thrown lately?
We throw chairs, but we don't fight. We just throw it in to other people.
Yeah.
That's your gimmick, throwing your chair.
No, we didn't have any major drama. It's more trying to find the right setup, and we have some lineup changes. Before we had the last guitar player change, we had a very stable lineup for many years. But it becomes like more difficult and challenging when you're like touring around the world and like people don't have the time to do it.
True. On the contrary, what are your personal highlights?
I would say everything like if I sometimes invent a good riff at a rehearsal, that's a highlight. When I come here to play with these guys, that's a very major highlight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Risk his life.
Putting out a new album is everything's a highlight if you like feel it up. But right now, like this is a highlight definitely what we're doing here tonight. We're like come to here to slay, like me coming from across the world, and feels good.
You came in for another highlight.
Yeah, need more highlights.
Is there a general feel or quality you always strive for with your music?
Try to always. I think we evolve with every album. Honestly, it always sounds a bit more sharp and a bit more itself and less like average doom metal. Let's put it that way. Always trying to go for more personality and more catchy stuff, more striking.
Even prior to Cardinals Folly, you were out as the Coven, right?
Oh yeah.
What can you tell me about that time?
Not much.
That face told me everything.
Yeah.
Do that again.
We did 2 demos and we knew what doom metal was about, but we needed some time in the incubator to find ourselves, you know.
Incubator.
I'm just saying that we need to process.
I know.
Hibernate a while to grow up, you know.
So how did that morph into Cardinals Folly?
Started doing a bit more fast stuff. We got a new drummer back then in 2007. He was like very much into old films that I liked, the similar bands. In doom metal, honestly, it matters that you like the similar stuff because it sort of creates this bond, this certain kind of aesthetic that binds you into the old school metal and doom. That's just the way it is if you make stuff like this.
Are you working on any new material?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of. Hopefully, on this tour later, we're playing a couple new songs with them as well. So we have new songs. They're really good, I think.
It seems like you have different lineups for different tours. Are these guys going to be involved in the recording?
Not in the recording, but when I play in the US, they're always going to be the band. That's I don't want to play with anyone else here because it works and we have a thing going on.
How did you guys even find each other? Finland to Wisconsin. What's the connection?
The connection is a guy called Jason Ellis from
Jason.
Milwaukee. Shout out to Jason.
So he runs this venue called X-Ray Arcade on the south side of Milwaukee, and we have a band called Zipper, and our band had played there a couple of years ago. Just by chance, I got to talk to Jason at a different show, and a Ruin Dweller show, and it led me towards X-Ray. And then Jason's friends with Mikko, so Mikko needs a U.S. lineup. Jason just called me up, and originally it was gonna be another guitarist, and then he couldn't do it, so then looped this guy into the derangement. And, here we are.
Yeah.
Without Jason, none of this would have happened.
Finally, what would you say was a defining moment for your band?
I don't think there's a single defining moment. It's been like a journey, of lots of different moments. But actually, now that you ask me that kind of question, I have to say that right now I think this is a defining moment in the sense that we have to be right here, right now, like with these guys. Like we have to be doing what we're doing. And like today, right now, this month, what we're doing here is a defining moment. Like, let's live in the moment. I can't name one moment. Like, I try to live in the moment.
So we are witnessing history.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, man, always.
Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Thank you, man.